Oh, hi everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of Argo 37 and Beyond. Before we get going, welcome, one and all. Please take a moment. I have pressed go live. Yeah, I have, yeah. Please take a moment to check out our social links, including our Discord, Twitter, and YouTube, where you can find all of our things. Discord, you can come and shout with us in the Discord about this game. Twitter, send me a DM, and I will get you a game. That's how that works. I've worked through my list from last season, not including everyone for November yet. So if you're looking for a game before November and you have already messaged me, check your messages. I may have messaged you. Otherwise, send me a message and I'll get you a game. We've still got 3 spaces open before the end of the season, so get in quick. Also, YouTube, go and catch up on all the shows. Talking of Twitter, go and retweet this tweet, because that tells everyone where you are and what you're doing, and get them to come and watch with you. Also, check out our sponsors. We are sponsored by 2 people. We are sponsored by the Deck of Many, who made the Deck of Many things, and also, at the moment, they have a special offer on their Deck of Many animated spell cards. You can get $5 off on their main bundle, and these are spell cards that cast magic whilst you cast the cards. Good fun. Also, check out Mage Hand Press. Mage Hand Press created this expansion for 5e that we are playing today. It is a 5e expansion for space called Dark Matter, and you can find it on their website. If you use the code MHPScrat, you can get a 15% discount and show our sponsors that we're very worthwhile sponsoring. Yeah, they made a bunch of other stuff as well, including Weird West, High Seas, all sorts of different settings for 5e. A lot of gun stuff. There's a lot of, if you want guns in your 5, there's a lot of gun stuff. It's good stuff. What else do we have? I think that's everything, right? Let's go around and say hello to everyone. Oh, hi, Alice.
Sorry, I apparently choked.
Are you still choking? Are you okay?
Yeah, I might need more water in a minute.
Do you want me to do the intro? Or are you like...
Can you? I'm gonna get water.
Why don't you get yourself a glass of water? Yeah. That's Alice, everyone. Say hi to Alice when she gets back. Bless her cottons. Let's go around and say hello to everyone else. Let's go next to Todd. Hey, Todd.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back for another space adventure. I play Vega Reigns, pilot, hacker, infiltrator, rogue, archetype extraordinaire. You can find me at Crusade Warlords on Twitter. You can find my armor making skills at warlordscrusade.com. And once again, just a privilege and pleasure to be out here playing in this wonderful game with these wonderful people.
Lastly around, we have Jess. I'm not going to try and do the...
If I can... What?
Well, last week I tried to do the go JG.
Say my name. Yeah, that's it. It's go JG. It's I'm gonna give up on trying to explain it. Hi, my name is Jess. You can find me at go_JG. That's not IG or GJ or anything else. It's go JG. Yeah, and excited to be here, excited to be a space gnome, not excited about the title of today's episode.
How can you be? How can you be? That's the question. Thank you, Jess. I'll be playing Blister. Blister's one hot mess of a human, we've done the time warp again, and now I'm I don't know. I don't really. I have no recollection of Telemachus or Alara or any of that business, and we're lost in space fighting ruffians. It's good fun. Alice, how you doing now, baby? Are you back? Are you feeling good?
I think I'm okay. Yes. Hi, I'm Alice, or White Rabbit Pig. I am the DM for this, and I'm gonna really try swallow water properly like a normal human being does, and not So,
Alice has a brand new Patreon that you should all go and check out.
I really need to keep promoting.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Plug it.
We're nearly at our first goal, which I'm super excited for. Sorry. We're nearly at our first goal, which I'm super excited for. You can check out the links down there for the Patreon. I do photography stuff as well as TTRPG stuff, so please go and check it out. Today, well, after last week where there was sort of a rescue mission from the Rothians, and we realized that their ship was in fact alive, and Vega just completely lost it and went everywhere on it and completely took out one of these fleets we had we had Andy making an escape with Telemachus after rescuing her from this strange lab where we also saw these husks, the husks that they'd seen back at Area 51, which looked as though they were feeding the ship itself. And as this huge explosion started to take place and they had to ride the wave out, everything started to collapse around them until Telemachus sat bolt upright as she was passed out, her eyes glowing purple, reaching out and pressing her hand against Blister's chest where this amulet sits, and they blinked out of existence. And that's where we'll kind of find them. And you sort of reappear. And
Hang on. Who is you?
all of you.
I was gonna say, is it just the two of them that disappeared, or all of us?
The whole ship. Argo,
okay.
Everyone. You all appear in this space. This empty blackness. There are no stars. There are no suns. There are no planets. There is absolutely nothing. There is no sound from Argo. In fact, you can see the lights starting to flicker. And if you see Telemachus's eyes shut down again, that purple is gone, and she lays very casually, very calmly back down, almost as if she's still asleep. Her vital signs are fine. You can read them all up on the screen. There's nothing wrong with her. There doesn't seem to have been, nothing has picked up on what has just happened. But all the lights around all of you are starting to flicker. You can see sort of all the readings, everything electronical seems to be up and ready and reading, but it's all flickering. Is there anything you would like to do?
I think I'm just like, even with the the heads up display and everything showing her vitals, I'm still checking her. Like, I'm still looking for anything I can see what's wrong with her.
Roll a medicine or a perception check.
I will roll medicine. I'm definitely aha.
Yeah. On a 23, you're sort of going over all the vital signs, you're checking what sort of thing is going on. And as you're reading through all the information you're getting on Telemachus, everything seems fine. There's no illness, there's no pickup of anything. But there are now 2 heartbeats.
2? Oh, okay. I know you guys, but usually read medical stuff. But if you look over here, this is abnormal, because that's 2 heartbeats. In her.
Was I in the medical bay or was I up in the cockpit still?
Oh, I thought.
I think you came running down to the medical bay in the end.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we'll be there. Two heartbeats.
Yeah, that's what it. Let me hang on. I could do this the manual way, and I'm gonna put my head down on her chest and like listen. Can I hear 2 heartbeats?
You can hear 2 heartbeats. One of them is very steady, like what you would expect, and the other one is going pretty fast, almost like 3 beats rather than this one is.
Oh. That is very. So I'm still down like this. I'm still like my head is on Telemachus's chest. I'm probably standing on a stool right now to do this.
A platform rises up.
It's definitely the medical bay is definitely set up with my stature in mind. And so yeah, I literally have my head down on Telemachus's chest. I'm just like, yeah. And I mean, on top of the fact that there's two, and that's weird, one of them is extra weird. It almost sounds like she has a different number of chambers in her heart. That's not normal.
What about her eyes going purple and everything that just happened?
That I can't. That I don't have any readings on.
Is everybody wearing the same clothes they were wearing a second ago?
Everyone is exactly the same. It's like Argo was taken and put somewhere completely different.
Did we get sucked into the warps that all those ships were jumping to? Did we get pulled in? Did we not make it away from them? I'm gonna run to a big window and look out.
Yeah, you look outside and it is complete darkness. No stars, no planets, no sun, no other ships. So you can't see a single Rothian ship in sight.
I'm gonna try to go to some sort of interface and lock in from my rig and try to get readings on outside.
Yeah, you can you roll me a sleight of hand check, please?
Sure.
Just to see how much you get. Okay, you managed to start interacting with the interface. It seems a bit glitchy, almost like it's catching up. And Argo is sort of out of it a little bit, and he's like, "Hello, we're pretty much on our own here now." And you pick up this reading of literally nothingness. And there are faint, almost like electrical charges, which normally you can read, so you know that like the electrics are working and things like that. But as of beyond Argo, there is nothing at all.
Nothing on astrogation, no maps, no star coordinates, nothing at all.
You can pull up a map, which would have been downloaded from the dwarves that sent you things, and it's almost like there's this blank on the map, and it just says the dead zone. This is not the black. This is something else.
Did anybody else see the ships breaking apart outside? The silver hull piece that said Alpha 88 on it?
If they looked out the window, they might have done, but the actual angle, you probably would have been the only one to see that bit.
So when those ships were breaking apart and they were jumping before this glitch or whatever happened to us, more ships pieces were coming into, it was almost like it was multiverse. And if we remember, well, Blister, you won't remember, but Andy, if you remember, we had all the visions back from those monsters that were on the ship at the space station. Remember I said this was part of what I envisioned? So I saw it.
I didn't think those... I mean, they weren't future-telling fish. They were weird, mind-dreamy fish.
They said it could project visions of the future, the past, things to come, or exaggerate just thoughts in your own mind.
Ugh. Because we don't have enough confusing stuff as it is.
Are we moving at all? Argo, are we moving at all? Is the ship propulsing still? Are we still trying to evade? Are we still full speed?
And he pauses, and you see him like as if he's looking up, like he's trying to hear something. Now you mention it, we're pretty stationary. Hang on, I'll go run some tests. And he sort of turns around, and you can hear some beeping and whirring and him doing something. And after about 2 minutes, he turns back round. Yeah, the dark matter engine shut down. I can't seem to turn it back on.
The dark matter engine shut down. Where is that? Where's that located at?
It's down on the 4th level, at the back.
Okay,
If
I'm
you
gonna
go
start heading.
past the pile of boxes and the vending machines, you've gone too far.
Yeah, I've played with that before. The dark matter engines. How many are not operational at the minute, Argo? You can sometimes, if you've got spare engines, you can turn them into weapons. Don't worry about it.
Nothing. Nothing is running. However, all life support systems seem to be fine. Oxygen is still circulating. The vending machines are still online.
Love them vending machines.
We have a meeting every week.
Well, I'm gonna head down to those dark matter engines because I don't like being somewhere completely helpless. Even if this is where we're supposed to be right now, I'd like engine power if we need it. So Vega's gonna kiss Telemachus on the forehead.
Mm-hmm.
You know, good to have you back, kiddo, and head out.
Yeah, I'll come too. Like I say, I've looked at them before.
Okay.
Okay. You two both head off. Andy, what are you doing as this happens?
Telemachus is still unconscious, isn't she?
Uh-huh, she's completely out.
Okay. I'd guess I don't know anything about engines. I'm probably gonna stay with Telemachus and just to be there if she wakes up, but also to keep doing readings to like Vega said, to like see if I can figure out why her eyes turn purple and what's going on with her weird heart and like that sort of stuff.
We're going to follow Vega and Blister as you both walk down this first set of corridors, probably with, I'm guessing, with quite a lot of speed, almost like motion, to get there quick.
Clarification, right as I start to leave that room, I'm gonna run back in up to Andy and go, when we leave, check her chest to see if one of those stones incorporated herself. She did touch Scratticus. She did touch Blister's chest. And then maybe some sort of x-ray to see what's inside of her. Let's make sure it really is some sort of second organic heart that belongs to her and not something that was planted on her from the people that were just trying to take her.
Oh, hell.
What?
Okay, Blister's gonna just go inward for a second and be like, hey, are you there?
I'm like, hello. How are you, my friend?
Okay, look, quick question. That wee girlie, she's got 2 heartbeats. Has that got anything to do with you?
What do you mean? I didn't give it to her, if that's what you're thinking.
Evasive answer, but I think that's what I wanted. Thank you. It's alright, Vega. I just had an idea, but I think it's alright.
Yeah, I was planning on staying here with her, and I'm going to run some more extensive tests and things.
Okay. And then I look at, like, I'm looking in the door, and then I back out and head back down towards the dark matter engine room.
Okay, can Blister and Vega make perception checks, please, as you start moving down this corridor?
What is the check mark in the box next to your skills again? What does that mean?
It means you're proficient in it.
And what is proficiency? It just adds additional?
Yeah.
It adds your
like,
proficiency bonus, yeah, at the top.
correct, yeah. It does it automatically for you.
Okay, cool.
Okay. And Blister, a roll from you as well, Keith?
Yeah, I'm currently remaking my character sheet. I'm making it properly, so,
If you want, Blister can be looking at other stuff whilst Vega.
That's all good. There you go.
Okay. Wow.
Hi.
You are very, very distracted right now. However, Blister, you can hear a murmur coming from your chest, and this is why you're distracted. You can hear the voice from this amulet almost humming a little bit, and you've never heard it hum before. It's like it's singing a tune, like it's singing a song. and you can feel it like coursing through you completely. And whilst this is happening, Vega, on a 25, you're walking down this corridor and you're going in quite a hurry, and your foot catches something on the floor. Not a crunch or anything like that, but enough to almost like you've kicked something and it skids across the floor, and you see a Wizmo not moving, just lying there dormant. And then as your eyes sort of go up, you see all of them dotted around, almost like they've been stopped, cut off mid-motion. It looks like some of them have just dropped from the ceiling, whatever they were doing, coming through the air vents or something, but they're all the lights in their eyes have gone, and they're not moving.
Was Cackle still with me, or no?
No, Cacklebox wasn't with you at the time because he
Stayed in
whizzed
the
off.
cockpit. Yeah, he stayed in the cockpit. Okay. Can I see if I can get a reading on him?
You have no reading on him whatsoever.
Do I have a reading on the life forms on the ship?
Yeah, you have a reading on you have one on Andy, you have one on Blister, and you have one on Telemachus, and an extra one that seems to be by Telemachus.
Okay. I am going to look at Blister and say, the engines have to wait. I have to check on Cackle. And I'm going to head to the cockpit, where the last place I think I left him.
I'll meet you down there.
All right.
Okay. You can head to the cockpit, and you can probably get there pretty quick. You haven't headed down any of the levels yet, but you can get there, and you see Cracklebox where you left him, slumped as if he's been switched off.
Okay.
In the chair that you were sat in originally. It's like he doesn't look broken. It doesn't look like someone has physically gone in there and broken him or anything like that. It's literally like someone has flicked a switch and the power is off.
Okay. I'm just going to scoop him up and put him with me and then head to the room.
Okay. Blister, you can head down a couple of levels. You know that there's the ladders that go down. You've never really trusted Argo's elevators, so you don't tend to go in them so much. They are there if you want to, but you can easily head down to the levels, and you go down the grate. You sort of fall down as there's that clang as everything sort of rattles around you, and here and there you do see the Wizmos that seem to have been just out of it, switched off, dropped. And normally there is a large glow coming from the dark matter engine. It's normally like a big swirling sort of blue and white glow that's completely constantly moving, constantly generating this energy. And there's nothing coming from the room.
All right. Weird.
Alice, just for point of clarification, I have in my notes with everything I've done, it has been like 7 actual, with all the time dropping everything else, but 7 actual days since I've left Area 51 and joined this troop. Is that correct still?
Yes, correct.
Okay, I head to the engine room.
I'm feeling a wee bit cautious, so I'm going to throw my gun.
Mm-hmm. Such a Blister thing. Stealth your way in there if that's what you're doing.
Yeah, I will. Stealth.
Okay. Describe how you sneak around the corner. How would Blister do it?
I'm just. I mean, I've heard about I've heard about sneaking, and it's all about getting low, right? So I'm like, just staying real low, and I'm sort of like under my breath, just going, bell-bottom jeans, the fur.
Stealth, if that's what we're calling it, your way in. You sort of do that tuck and roll, and immediately are in the room, upright. And the dark matter engine, this huge core, has just stopped. rotating. The magic force field that was holding it in place and keeping it moving is gone.
That's not ideal. I'm gonna do a little look around, see if there's any people about.
There doesn't seem to be anyone in here. There are more Wismos littering the floor, though.
Can I have like a proper look, please? I don't know how to clear a room, but I want to have a proper look around.
Okay. Can you roll a perception check, please? Woo! Nat 20. On a nat 20, you think you can see a static. But when I say a static, not on a screen, not on anything electrical, mechanical, it's almost like there's a shape, a static moving thing that's moving around this dark matter engine that's looking up at it. And it's strange. It seems to be around 2-3 foot tall. And on a nat 20, you can hear, oh no, this isn't right.
Hey there, you. I'm gonna like level my magnum at it, whose statistics I've deleted. Hey!
And there's no response for a moment, but you see this static vision almost glitch again, and there's a small person there who acts as if they heard you, but they can't see you.
Yeah, that's right, you. I'm talking to you.
I must be imagining things again. I need to...
No. You, don't you try and imagine me, fella. Look, what? I'm here. I'm gonna go touch it.
You do sort of go, I'm gonna touch it. No, you sort of like reach out and you go straight through it. Like it's like a static. It's almost like a projection. And as you do, it becomes clearer. And you see a small gnome stood there, very green hair, very bright green hair, sort of pulled up, big goggles on, one's wearing, and another set on top of the head, and in sort of a what looks to be like a vest and a lab coat, and pauses for a moment. Oh well, this is odd. Hello?
Hello, yeah, me. Hi, I'm right here.
Oh well, now this hasn't. How have I managed this? Hello, I can't see you.
What are you doing to our dark matter engines, eh?
Engines? I'm nowhere near any engines. What are you talking about? Where are you? There's like you can see this gnome looking around, still staticking in and out. But I don't know how long the connection's going to hold.
Don't you try and pull that cell phone business on me, alright? Look, can I actually like physically touch it, or do I? You
can't physically grab him or anything. He doesn't seem to go like running anywhere or anything like that. He looks just as confused as you do.
Hey, I'll give him confusion in a minute.
I'm not too sure where you are. This is a very interesting, Oh. And it sort of starts to glitch again. It goes, I'm going to put some coordinates in.
No, don't do it.
No, if you can shoot. And it sort of starts to crackle and sort of glitch. And you can see him not typing on anything. You can't see him reaching. He literally takes out a piece of paper and starts writing these coordinates on it and shows it to you.
Wait, hang on a minute. What are you writing, V?
And he holds up these little coordinates. It's like, I'm very sorry. I don't know what. And he's sort of gone.
No, damn it! I'm gonna dive after it. try and grab it again.
Vega, you arrive as you see Blister with a gun dive at nothing. Sort of land on the grate with a big sort of clang, but you can see that this dark matter engine, the magic that's normally holding it in place, is gone. It's not moving, it's not rotating, none of the power is getting to it.
There was a wee person here saying they were going to put in coordinates and messing around with the dark matter engines.
Okay. All right. Okay. Yes. Yeah. There was the person. No.
Aye, a wee one. Sort of like Andy sort of size.
Oh boy. Okay. And where'd they go, Blister? Where
I don't know. I couldn't even really see them. They were like static.
They were static.
Well, yeah.
How did you know they were a gnome if they were static?
Because I could just about see them. They're about yay big and glitching out all the time. And then I could see them, but they couldn't see me. And I was like, hey, you there, wait a minute. Whoa. And they were like, where are you? I can't see you. Oh, the signal's weak. And they pulled all the, I'm going through a tunnel business on me. And before you know it, they're gone.
Right.
Thank you very much, Nugabert, for that resub. 10 months. Oh, thank you. You have an advantage to give to a player of your choice.
Okay. So was there they're gone now. Did they say anything? Did it do anything? Did it explain why it was on the ship?
No, not really. They said they were going to put in some coordinates and that they weren't near any engines.
Oh, okay, all right. Did you have a drink on the way down here, Blister?
No.
Okay, all right.
You think I'm making this up? No. Look, seriously.
I believe that you think you saw a gnome. I believe you.
I was like diving around. I was like doing all the, the army stuff with my gun, and like I found him.
Okay, all right. Okay, I'm gonna go to my rig and see if I can pull up some other life form anywhere on the ship. Anything, any abnormalities. I'm gonna really try to get in there and look for anything that he's a glitch, a static, another force, another form, something.
I will say that with the reading you've had before is that it's almost as if you get a faint, you can see it disappearing. It's like when you see a life form, but it on your screen, but it's very faint. It's like a faint beep and you see it slowly disappear exactly where Blister said everything was.
What were the coordinates, Blister?
I don't know. I just told them to stop and not to put anything in.
You can choose to remember them if you want. It's up to you.
Blister, I need you to concentrate.
All right.
And try to remember what the coordinates were. Did he tell them to you? Did it tell them to you?
I think they said them out loud. I think the first letter was a 3.
Three.
Oh, no, maybe not a 3.
Not a 3, okay.
It might have had a th sound.
That would be a 3 then.
It could have been a 4.
4.
No, I think it was a 3. Okay, Blister would like to remember. Alice, can you remind me of the coordinates?
Yeah, we will just say you know the coordinates, and it's a mixed match of numbers, but also strange symbols. Not that it doesn't look like it's a language; it looks like it's a coding system.
So this one sort of looks a bit like a 4, but you have to put a lightning bolt in one corner, and like you have to put like there's a little bit like a thing there, and it It's I don't know what that is, but it sort of looks like a copyright symbol. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Trademark.
all that. Yeah.
I'm. Okay. Thank you. I'm going to. Oh dear. I'm gonna try to interface with the dark matter engines, see if I can get into them somehow and get a reading on them, jumpstart them, hack them, something.
Okay, roll a sleight of hand or perception check, please.
Okay. Do I have any advantages left?
You have one advantage left.
Okay, so this is very important to me to try to get these engines running, so I will use it now.
Okay.
Oh, perfect.
Oh! On a 31! You look at, you get a reading on the dark matter engine, and you can see that the only reason the dark matter engine was safe is because of the magic sort of holding it there, and that was keeping it in motion. You can also pick up on a 31 the reading that there is no reading of magic on this ship. It's like everything is just flicked out.
Blister, can you manifest an object in your hand with a spell? Can you manifest one of those mugs again?
I.
See if you can do it for me real quick, would you?
I'm gonna try.
Nothing.
Oh.
It's like you can see it trying, but it fizzles out very, very quickly.
Again, inwardly. Hey there, pal.
Hello.
Wait, what are you playing at?
I'm not playing at anything.
What's the big game?
You're in the dead zone, my friend.
Do I see him just talking to himself, but no voice, right? He's just kind of nodding to himself.
Yeah, probably, I guess.
In typical Vega fashion, I just go like this, and just back out of the room slowly.
What do you mean we're in the dead zone?
Well, no magic can exist here or generate.
What about you?
I'm not magic.
You're
My
just a
voice
creepy
is-
voice stuck in a gem.
Currently, my magic doesn't work here right now.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
that's alright. We all have, you know, performance issues sometimes.
It appears you have been blinked into the dead zone.
That's blinking marvelous.
And there's a pause from this voice. You think you hear a sigh, but you're not sure. And you hear, however, the coordinates you were given are fairly useful. More of your questions may be answered there. They are locations to a planet that exists in the dead zone.
Right. That's good information. Why is this planet good?
Because there are people on it.
Great.
You want to drift around in the dead zone?
Oh, you mean the dark
science.
matter engines aren't going to work in the dead zone?
That's
Oh. 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 Does that mean I
You
can't
seem
break
to
stuff?
have-
Is my breaking stuff ability magical, or does that just happen around me?
You're very good at that in general, to be fair. They may be able to help us leave the dead zone.
Aye, but if we can't get to them, all right. Look, I'll go and
They are a colony of scientists. They have other ways of transportation.
colony of scientists. All right. Well, you know, I'll give them a chance, I guess. And
It appears you had a cross communication by accident. That is not magic.
what is it then?
I don't know.
Well, this seems greatly important. Like, I shouldn't just be seeing people just all over the place.
Maybe you should ask them.
Hey, I'll ask you in a minute. Alright. Look, I'm gonna go and confer with the rest of my team and let them know what I've discovered, why I'm in here. Everyone's gonna think I'm weird if I just keep going away and, like, you know, talking to myself when I talk to you.
I mean, you can introduce me if you really worry that much.
I don't know, I worry about you more.
You don't want to introduce me to your friends? Are you embarrassed of me, Blister?
You sound like... Anyway. It's not important right now. Maybe I will, maybe I won't, I don't know. Alright, I'm going to the bridge. Why am I telling you that? I'm going to the bridge.
I know. And you can start sprinting towards the bridge.
I'm not gonna sprint, we're in the dead zone. What's the point in sprinting?
When I left, I just casually strolled to the vending machine. Does it cost money, or is it just press a button and something comes out?
It seems to be literally press a button and
Okay,
things
I
comes
was
out.
gonna smash the glass if I had to, but I'm gonna get an MRE. I'm gonna open it up, and I'm gonna casually just meander back to the bridge of the ship, eating this MRE as if I am lost for words.
Yeah, you press the button and it just literally drops down. You see it get caught for a moment, like on the spring, and it sort of goes, "Oh, sorry about that," and it starts wiggling itself on the spot, and then it drops down. It's like, "I hope you enjoy your meal, and maybe we'll see you again.
Yeah, whatever.
Bye." And it seems quite a cheery vending machine. And then you can hear it starting to talk to the other vending machine opposite. As you head to the bridge. We're going to hop back over to Andy. Andy, what are you doing if you're here? You can see Telemachus is still out.
Mm-hmm.
But you can get the... you still have the reading of the 2 heartbeats. Is there anything else you would like to try and look for?
I mean, I'm trying to figure out, like, what, you know, because I think there was a moment when, you know, she kind of, like, went out of herself and, like, got, like, glowy eyes and then touched Blister's weird magic object, and then she was all weird, and then we blinked out of existence. That's a lot of weird stuff all at once. So I am definitely doing, like, a mix of, like, medical and magical observation as much as possible.
Okay,
There's I was like, oh no,
oh could you roll me another medicine check, please?
I could do that. Yeah.
On a 25, you are able to pull up some screens. You start pulling all these screens down, all these images that you're using everything to project, and you can see 2 outlines, like 2 outlines on the screen. One of them very Telemachus shaped, and what seems to be laying either next to or like as if it was placed on top is another shape,
like another creature.
Almost very human in shape, but there's not enough detail. It's like it's showing you, and you see this very purple outline.
Oh, that's not your heart. Oh no. I'm trying to see if I have. Can I try? Let me know if this. I mean, it might not work anyway, and you can tell me that. But I want to try using. That's hilarious. Sorry. Locate creature says all I need to do is describe a creature. Could I in theory, try and use locate creature on this thing I'm seeing. Like, if I, like, really concentrate on all the details and the sort of anomalous readings that I'm getting.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'll let you do that. I'll let you do that. Roll just one more medicine check just to see how much you get off of this creature as you're literally reaching to analyze everything.
Yeah, because... Yeah, I now kind of recognize that that's the anomaly part, so now I'm kind of trying to separate it and study it.
Okay. You take all the readings and you start separating. It's like you're on the screen, you can pull both images apart, start running systems. You can see
there's like no space in this like room left because I'm just filling it with screens right now.
Like pulling them all down to your level as well,
Yeah.
and like moving them up and down. And you can separate the two beings and start spinning them around so you can look at it from every angle. And you can see a definite connection that is always connecting both this very purple outline and Telemachus' very blue one. What you're getting from this is an entity. It doesn't have a physical form. Yeah. And it is old. Older than the stone from when you analyzed it.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's so interesting. Do I see the stone onto, like, Telemachus is the one, she's been holding onto the stone, right?
She was holding onto it, yes.
Does she still have it on her person?
You can see it in her top pocket of her dungarees. Like, you can see, like, it's picking up on the screen as this purple type feel.
Okay. Does it look like can I scan it? Like, because before I even touch it, I want to look at scanning it in a way to see if disrupting it would hurt her or this other thing.
Okay, yeah, I'll say you can scan it. You can scan this stone, and you can see actually it's got a lot of different properties to the one that is sat in Blister's chest. It seems to be older. The entity itself is even older. And it looks to be like you could run some tests on it. If anything, it seems to be protecting
Telemachus? Ooh, okay. Yeah, so I've now like singled out that like there's this whole other creature here, but also I'm probably focusing on the fact that, like you said, it's not a physical material being, so I want to start analyzing it in a way different from how you would analyze, a carbon-based life form.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're gonna have to come at it with a completely different perception, as it's not a physical, like in the way that we think of being. So that's what I'm doing now. And and like Andy, if there's like, and if someone walks in the room, Andy is not gonna notice. If anything, Andy is so like, this is so her jam. She is all in on this mystery creature. So yeah, I don't know. Part of the ship could probably explode and she wouldn't notice right now.
Okay, so what is it you're trying to find out from this thing right now?
So I'm trying to understand, what it is, like where it came from, what it's doing to Telemachus. So I know it's kind of protecting her at this moment, but why did it show up now? Like, she's had this little stone, what I mean? We found this little stone and she's had it on her person. And what happened to trigger it? And why is it, I don't know, is it using her as a host? Like, I want to make sure, I want to double, triple check it's not doing anything to her.
Okay.
It
seems to be, in fact, make one more medicine check for me to see how much you get from this.
Okay, I want to... Oh, it's not for rolling or anything like that. I was gonna say, now that I'm focusing on a different creature, I was gonna see if I could use my xenobiology, which is a dark matter background specific for this.
You can reach out with that.
I don't think it... I'll click it and see what it says. I don't think it's an advantage. I think it's just...
No, but you probably have more idea on
what
things are.
So I'll roll medicine again.
Yeah, roll medicine, please.
Ugh, that was good. I'm getting tired.
You are so focused on this right now, and you can see that it seems to be protecting Telemachus,
Mm-hmm.
almost using her as a host,
Mm-hmm.
but it doesn't seem to be altering her physically.
Yeah, it's not sapping her of her
No.
life force or anything
No,
like that, right?
It's not sapping anything of it. And your mind also drifts back to when you were on the Rothian ship and she was on the table and she had tubes attached to her and there was a purple sort of light liquid being channeled
Oh, that's right.
into her. And you're getting lots of readings. There are two very different ones. One of them is almost like carbon traces, that you're seeing how old this thing is, and you can decipher biologically this thing is an entity. There's not an actual physical, maybe there was once before, there was a physical attribute to it, but
Mm-hmm.
the stone itself, it's almost like it's a small shard of like a meteoroid or an old star.
Okay.
And as you're doing this, you're sort of looking up at the screen and you see the entity line and you see the Telemachus sort of outline. They both sit upright on the table.
I move out of all the screens out of their way.
And Telemachus is sat upright, eyes purple, watching you. Not in any way, almost intrigued, and looking up at the screens, looking back at you and looking up at the screens again.
Telemachus? Is that you? And I'm gonna bring out like the pen light and I'm gonna start flashing it in her eyes and like I'm gonna start like
Yeah, you do that sort of like wide open eye thing.
Yeah.
And you do all of that and she smiles, sort of tips her head to the side. Like, hello. And a very non-Telemachus voice comes out. Almost a very musical female voice.
Hello. Are you using my friend's body right now?
I guess that's what you could call it, yes. I apologize.
Are you surprised to wake up in this way?
And she looks down at like this small little childlike form in dungarees and like a bobble hat jammed on her head and everything like that. It's like, I am a little, yes.
Is your... Firstly, you're not hurting her, right?
Oh no, I wouldn't.
Okay, I didn't think so. Is this very... Do you know where you are right now? Do you know what is your last recollection?
And you see Telemachus squint, and you get the feeling that this creature, this being, whatever that is, very confused and doesn't really know what it's doing there or how it even got in to this state.
If it helps you, I can tell you what we know.
I just know I've been sleeping for a while.
Yes.
What is your name?
I'm Andy. It's nice to meet you. I apologize for the intrusive questions upon your awakening. It is sort of my way as the doctor, though. What is your name, if I may ask?
Oon.
Ood? Ood. Andy probably is like taking notes. Andy's like pulling up like something right now and she's like taking notes.
You can see like on Telemachus's faces, which you can assume is Oon's reaction. She's sort of smiling, watching you do things. Again, like almost like an intrigue rather than anything else.
Alright, Ood, it's nice to meet you. You are currently inhabiting our young human friend, Telemachus. I believe you seem to have through some mix of either this stone here, and she points to the stone without touching it.
She sort of picks it out of this front pocket and holds it.
Is
Yes,
that
this one.
yours?
I don't know.
Well, that is one of the two weird things to happen to Telemachus lately, so it is between that stone and or likely a combination of some weird tests that the Rathians were doing on her. Do you know what Rathians are?
And there's another like squint and like actually scratches the back of her head. And she's like, I think I know a little. Not a lot, just what Telemachus has told me.
All right, is she in there? Is she all right?
She's fine.
All
I
right.
can't stay here for very long. This takes a lot of energy and I don't want to exhaust her.
Oh, all right. So who are you? Where do you come from? Where did you want to go? What was your intention?
I don't know.
Oh, shoot.
I know that I have taken you to the dead zone.
Yeah, do you know why you did that? Or how to get us out?
She pauses and looks out the window. There is a planet not far from here. They may be able to restart your dark matter engines, but I could not go into the black.
And that's where we were heading.
The Rothians almost took you into the black.
Ah,
That never
well,
ends well for ships.
no. I don't think it does, so I suppose we should thank you for that. Do you think that you said you can't talk long, you don't have much energy. Do you think that this is gonna be an ongoing thing now? Where you're gonna come out every once and so often?
And again, there's that pause. I don't know. I've been around for a long time. So... and pauses again. I've had many hosts in the past, but I am closer to what I feel may be home now.
Is all of this an attempt to get you home?
I think so.
Well, if there's anything you could do to help us find your home, we'd probably be happy to assist you as long as it didn't come at the cost of any harm to anyone.
Thank you. I appreciate your aid. And she sort of like lays back down on this this table, gives you a bit of a smile, says, the planet is Nebelion. Just so you know. And she closes her eyes. And you see almost like that breathing take over of Telemachus as if she's sleeping again. And at this point, you can probably see Vega and then Blister moving along the corridor as they're heading towards the bridge.
I'm gonna look back at Telemachus and then stick my head back out of the medical bay and be like, there's a planet nearby called Nebelion we might want to go to!
How do we get to it?
I don't know.
Scratticus, sorry.
Scratch
so
your name on the
Scratch
screen.
your name.
Blister, please write out what those coordinates look like. Can you write them for me? The hash marks, the trademark symbols, whatever it was. Pretty please, with a strawberry milkshake on top. Just write them out for me.
Yeah, I can definitely do that for you, and I've been like reflecting as well, and you know sometimes I do that spell where I make magic really hard to do. Maybe you don't know that actually, because actually you only joined me like a couple of days ago. But anyway, I can do this thing where I make magic really difficult, and I reckon that we're in this dead zone, which is sort of like that but times 10.
Right. So those coordinates, please.
Aye, right. Yeah.
Andy, how did you know there's a planet nearby? Are you talking to gnomes also?
Sorry, what was that?
Are you talking to little static gnomes as well?
No, I haven't seen any static gnomes. I would be interested to talk to them if you see them, but I was speaking to the being that's hanging out inside of Telemachus's body right now.
Oh, so finally some news. So you've made some headway on that. There's inside Telemachus's body.
Yep. Well, it seems to not be harming her anyway, and it doesn't require its own physical presence. It's simply using hers, and it's not capable of doing too much. It only was able to speak for a very short time. And it told me that it brought us here because we were about to head into the black, which is not a good place to go. So that's probably good. But it instead took us to this dead zone. Oh, by the way, her name is Un. Yeah, and she said that Neb and Leon is nearby, and that they would probably help us.
Great. So, Telemachus is okay.
Yes, she seems to be okay. I think she just needs to rest.
I beg your pardon. I'm sorry. We have a being that's latched onto her that brought us into a dead zone. That Blister also knows. That's killing all of the magic. And without any engines, we have to go to a planet in a direction that we don't know with coordinates that look like trademark symbols.
Well, yes.
Wrap it up?
Well, I mean, I didn't know any of the things about Blister, so that's all news to me, but,
Well, if we're all coming out about, like, you know, having personalities inside us, this crystal thing's got its own thing as well.
Cracklebox isn't working.
What? Cracklebox? I'll, like, come over and, like...
I got an MRE from the vending machine.
If I'm gonna try and wake up, I'm gonna be like, come over and like, hey little buddy, wake up. Like,
they're magical. The Wismos are magical, so they don't work here.
I thought they were at least somewhat.
Don't worry, I just figured that out myself.
I thought they were at least somewhat scientific too. That's weird. Oh, their entire being is magical, and she's gonna start wandering off. Like,
Listener, I'll take those coordinates when you can, and I'm gonna go to the cockpit, and I'm gonna try to get us to that said planet where I assume little static gnomes will be waiting for us.
Argo, are you running?
And that screen drops down.
Great.
Excellent.
Bye.
Right, okay. You know how normally we type in coordinates with a keyboard, yeah?
Correct.
Could you knock me up an interface that's a bit more like an Etch-a-Sketch?
Give me a moment, and you just see two buttons like protrude from the screen, and he becomes the Etch-a-Sketch.
There
Please
we go.
type away.
I'm gonna try and Etch-a-Sketch the coordinates in.
Yeah, you Etch-a-Sketch it. In fact, no, do a performance check.
Oh, but Mom. I'm gonna use an advantage.
It's lucky you did. Yeah, you managed to Etch-a-Sketch your way through this, and Argo's like, you get it wrong a couple of times. Argo's screen tilts up, shakes himself a little bit, and then goes back to normal as you manage to work your way around. But you finally get in the coordinates, and he's like, okay, we don't seem too far from there.
Do we have just propulsion engines that can get us there?
Yes, but it's should get us to.
It's all right. I'll just give us a push. I'm gonna try and fly.
Out you go then.
Not out of the thing. I'm just gonna try and fly on the spot. I'm gonna try and like start flying. Like.
Okay. What, are you going to try hamster wheel your way with Argo?
Well, no, I'm like, I don't know what's magic and what's not in this emerald. So like, the emerald gives me breathe in space and flying and stuff. And if it's not magical, then
Yeah, you don't take off.
okay. So Blister does a little jump and lands on his face.
Argo, how much time until we get to those coordinates would you say with the propulsion that we have?
Maybe a few hours, but that will use up the entirety of the engine. Until I plug myself back in and, you know, give myself a boost. Take some time for me.
Okay, all right. Maybe talk with the vending machines a little. Sure. Can you please get us to that place and use up the jet engine's power to get us?
Of course. And that face is like in an Etch-a-Sketch form as he's saying this, and he sort of retreats back in. And you can feel this real sort of like an old car trying to start, and like if someone's taken a crank to it and done. I don't know if anyone else has got a crank car like we have, but it takes a while to get it going, and you see it drift and very slowly start to move towards these coordinates in this direction. Is there anything you'd like to do whilst you wait?
I'm going to go to my quarters and just have a conversation with an unconscious Cracklebox.
Wake up, you're the only one who understands me.
Please don't leave me with these crazy people.
Now who's talking to no one? Same boat.
Okay, you go to your quarters and start talking to a very switched off Cacklebox. What is Blister doing?
Blister's feeling quite useless actually, and decides that perhaps he should use safer ways of discovering what he can and cannot do.
Do you collect up the Wismos, or are you leaving them where they are?
Actually, you know what? I will, because in this timeline, which is how I'm going to interpret Blister leveling up, he still ended up like working on things, you know, like the other Blister did. The other Blister made weapons and things, right? Well, that's still kind of a hobby of this one. So I'm taking some levels in Craftsman, and I'm gonna go and start tinkering. Craftsman is another Mage Hand Press class. I'm gonna go and start tinkering with them.
Okay.
Just seeing if I can do something other than magic engines, you know.
What sort of thing are you looking to do with them?
See if I can separate out their magic propulsion and, I don't know, have like a wind crank or something instead.
Roll me a sleight of hand check with advantage, please. Okay. You sit for these 2-3 hours, and you sit there and you tinker away with this small Wismo, this one in particular. And as you do, you hear a whir, and it sits up. And it looks at you and it blinks. Hello, how may I be of service?
Oh, do you know?
How may I make your day more manageable?
The Wismo says this.
And
you don't want to tear anything up?
Why would I be destructive? That is counterproductive.
Do you have like command lines? Can I just run command lines through you?
What would you like to do?
Run cmd.exe.
And it pauses. I don't understand. My function is simple.
Aye, yeah, just run /dir, please. I'm gonna get a big old readout of all its functions.
Yeah, you get a readout and get lots of information, and you see how these things were created as an aid to make life easier. And you can also see what's missing. The Fae that lives inside these Wizmos is no longer here. It's like its personality's gone. Have I been of use to you? Please consider giving me a rating. And the screen pops up and you see like an empty 5 stars as to where it goes.
I'm just gonna unplug the power line. Argo!
Hello, and that screen comes down, shakes off the Etch-a-Sketch.
Are you feeling more helpful at all?
No.
It was a long shot.
I think I'm pretty helpful already.
You would. Do our comms work? Are they mechanical? I can't use magic mic. How do these comms even work?
You're sat there like
Hello?
using.
Hello? Hello?
Are you actually trying to call someone? Or?
I'm trying to like just get onto like general tab, you know?
This Wizmo is sort of waiting and looking at you with these little pincer-like claw type things.
I've disconnected the power, right?
Yeah, it's charged.
Oh, bugger. Can I like pull out like the actual power element?
Yeah, you can pull it out and you see it just and sort of shut down. All I see is the thing from Rick and Morty that says "pass the butter" right now. Like it sort of shuts down.
All right. Anyway, I'm gonna try and get on the generator. Hello, hello, hello.
And Vega and Andy from somewhere in the ship, from like the loudspeakers, like the projectors, which actually make that really horrible like microphone near to speaker sound because it's never used. You hear Blister come through on the comms. It's like
Hello?
a proper speaker, not anything efficient.
Hello.
Yeah, yes, Blister. Yes, yes.
So I've been messing around with the Wizmos.
Great.
It seems that they are originally designed to be service droids. Here in this dead zone, they're missing. I think they run on chaos magic. Like there's a fey creature that's not in its BIOS right now. Made it bloody well behaved. It was real creepy.
You got one of them to turn on to work?
Yeah. I'm
without the Fey creature that controls it, so it was just a servant.
Aye.
So you like killed its soul, is what you're saying?
Aye.
Right.
Bring me one. I want to study it.
Let's stay away from Cracklebox.
No, but this is what I mean. I was confused because clearly they're mechanical creatures, but then the fact that they power down via loss of magic means that they're running on magic, but they still have a mechanical element to them. So Blister has brought back the mechanical side, almost like you said. The brain is there, but almost not like the heart or soul.
Aye, yeah, that's about right, yeah. Yeah, actually all summed it up.
Bring me one, I want to study it.
Can you do the same thing to the vending machines?
I think they're already quite helpful, just incessant.
They're entirely mechanical AI. There's a difference. That's why they would still be running without the use of magic. That's why Argo is still running without the use of magic. Argo's still a people, just a different kind of people.
Argo is a tool, an instrument.
That's not nice, Vega.
I wasn't saying it to be mean. I'm just, again, I don't argue with my helmet when I took my helmet. To put my helmet on.
Yeah, but your helmet doesn't have a personality.
It would not be my helmet if it had a personality. How far away are we to this?
And you are drifting for a while. And soon in the distance you can see a planet. And this planet is very colorful, very, very bright. You can see from a distance there seems to be primarily a lot of water. And what seems to be one huge mass of land mainly, maybe there's the odd thing here and there, but otherwise it seems to be one large mass of land, which is a real mixture of colors as you get closer and closer.
Before we get there, I'm going to go to the medical bay.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to ask Andy. Andy, how did you get the being inside Telemachus to speak to you?
I'm not entirely sure. I was studying. Well, what happened was I was able to tell first. You heard me when I heard the heart, so it was clear that there was 2 hearts, but it wasn't clear that it wasn't some something done to Telemachus. But then as I studied it, it became clear that there was another entity. So I did everything I could to sort of study them separately. And I suppose I eventually activated it? I don't know. It woke up, I think, of its own accord, really.
Can you try to do it again?
Oh, I don't know. I could. Maybe we could try.
I'll go over. I'm gonna start scanning, and once again, like maybe try and touch the stone and be like, "Hello," but I'm also explaining to Vega. I'm like,
it did say it didn't have a lot of energy, so it might be sleeping. But let's try.
And I'm going to try and once again with all the things scanning the different physicality and the different. I'm going to try and interact with the other being without disturbing Telemachus and see if that does anything.
Roll me another medicine check, please.
I'm okay. Boop. Hey.
Yes. You sort of do lots of readings. You get a real sense that there's not much energy here. But you do see Telemachus's eyes blink open slightly. There's that purple. And you can both see that it physically looks like Telemachus is really sleepy. And Telemachus sits upright, sort of hanging off, like, like slumped over. It's just like, hello.
I would move in to support her, just to make sure
you can hold her upright and she sits there, hello.
Hi, Un, this is Vega, Un.
Greetings.
Vega just wanted to talk to you for a second. I did tell him you're very tired, so.
I am.
Sorry to disturb you, Un. You were on the Rathians, and they were trying to take you into the black, and you jumped over to us, so it didn't take you away. Is that correct?
I believe so. I'm not too sure what I was doing there. The most I remember is, and sort of looks down at Telemachus. It's like, being here.
Do you remember where you originally came from?
And there's a pause. And she reaches into her pocket again and pulls out this shard, this stone. I'm not sure, but I think it has something to do with this.
Have we ever met before, Un?
And there's a tilt of the head. Not directly, no.
What do you mean, not directly?
Well, you were born and grew up very far from here, much like my friend Andy, Telemachus, and Blister. You are all from different places, as am I.
So we never met directly, which means we never met at all. That's what you're saying.
I believe so.
Did you ever work for Astrogations Inc.? Have you ever heard of Astrogations Inc.?
I have heard of Astrogations Inc. I, however, do not work for anyone.
Do you know of any catastrophic event that where you're from was blamed on Astrogation Inc.?
And there's another pause. They are researchers. They explore and record, and they have been known for going too far. And she sort of like holds, like wraps like Telemachus' little fingers around that rock again. I think they went too far, but I don't remember.
Were the other people from your home like you, or is it unusual that you would inhabit a person like this?
All I know is that it is only me. It has only ever been me. I have inhabited people before, but it is not usually by choice. It's so people can talk to me.
Does the word or following characters mean anything to you? Alpha 88?
There's another pause. You're Alpha 88.
Now, how did you know that?
And again, you can see like a wave of confusion go across Telemachus' face. I don't know, I just do. The same way I know you're on your correct timeline now.
Thank you, Un. Why don't you get some rest? I didn't mean to disturb you, but I appreciate the information.
Of course. And sort of, Andy, you can see Telemachus' eyes close and she
Yeah.
lays back.
I lay her back down as gently as
Yeah.
possible and make sure she's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she did say she would like to find her home, but she doesn't know exactly where it is. But I said if it wasn't too much of a problem, we'd try and help her find it.
I have a funny feeling we're going to the same place.
Yeah, I feel
We're
like
meant to go anyway.
yeah. It seems like it might all be related anyway, so.
Where is Blister during this? You still like tinkering with this Wizmo, or what are you
I'd have bought the Wizmo to the medical bay. Andy said that they wanted to look at it. I've sort of figured I've got it figured out, so I'll be looking at the propulsion engines, I guess.
Yeah, you can see they're running low. Like this is, you can see that when Argo said they were just about to get you to the planet, you have that sort of sense that he was completely right. And they're running low, and you can feel the engine straining as you all go closer and closer to the planet. And Argo does drop down, and it's like, are we ready to land?
Yes, we are.
I reckon so.
Okay, I'm not great at landing, so hold on. And there's like you feel like yourself drop, almost like your stomach goes as this Argo drops, and you hear that those propulsion engines kick in again just before you hover on the ground and stop and land. And I'm going to take a real quick bio, so if you want to sit there and think what you're going to take with you. Now.
I'm a bit lost without my pendant, I must admit. I don't really know what I'll need.
Well, think of all the things you like to do with magic, and then find physical or mechanical objects to help you with that instead, perhaps.
Flying and breathing in space.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we're gonna be here very long.
I hope not.
Wait. Usually you like having a microphone, weapons. Perhaps you want a spacesuit.
Oh yeah, I guess I need to put myself in a life suit, one of those things.
Yeah.
Oh.
Just for safety's sakes, because you might still have that urge to just jump out into space. It's not such a good idea when you don't have magic.
I've heard that them suits though, I've heard that they like, they make your hair rot and fall off.
I mean, if you have been containing a flesh-eating virus in there, sure. Have you been doing that?
I don't think so.
Then it should be good to go. Do you want me to scan it for you?
Please.
Okay. Andy would try and make you feel better about this.
That's after I've been scanned. You'll probably find a small network of creatures living in his hair, but other than that...
Oh my god! Start like doing like oh god, we're doing like a space lice check on Blister right now.
Oh, there's no need to check. You can practically see them.
Oh god, no! I have a shampoo I'm gonna give to you, Blister, and I'm gonna need you to use it.
No. I can't use shampoo. It's dreadlocks,
Oh, but you have space bites.
I love that I left for a bit and I've come back to Blister with space bites.
He was scared of putting on the suit.
But like they're not hurting anyone, are they? So
okay, well, let me just reiterate. The suit is clean. The problem is you.
I don't get it.
If they are currently not bothering you, you can probably use the suit. It won't cause any additional damage. You just want to make sure no one else on board uses this suit. No sharing.
Why?
Just because you're okay with space bites doesn't mean they're okay for other people.
If we're leaving the ship, Andy would be checking to see, like, if Telemachus... I assume Telemachus needs to stay put. She's kind of, like, out of it. If she does not regain consciousness and she seems like she needs to sleep. Andy's gonna start...
lock her in the lab.
Andy's gonna start, like, you're gonna see Andy climb up onto the, like, tables and like reach up to the vents where things have come in before and start blocking them, like blocking it off so that no space aliens can come through the vents again as they have done in the past.
I'm just gonna proof this and this.
And she's just like, because if we're leaving Telemachus behind, she wants to make sure it's safe. And she's gonna lock the door from the outside so that like Telemachus can come out if she wakes up, but no one can go in.
Yeah, no, you can do that easily. It's basically your lab. You can fix something on there.
Yeah.
Even if you don't, so.
If I had any magic available right now, I would be like blessing it and like locking it and doing whatever I could to make sure Telemachus is okay.
Okay, what is Blister doing?
Chilling out, really.
Okay, so whilst Andy is effectively locking Telemachus in and making sure she's safe, you can all get ready to head down onto this planet. And the gangplank sort of drops and lowers down. And you're very quickly greeted by a very loud sort of sound of nature. You can hear birds, you can hear cicadas, you can hear what seems to be some other animal sort of around, and you have stepped onto what seems to be a very oxygen-rich planet. Almost that you get like you take a second, you realize you've never taken a breath so deep since you've been in space for so long. And you are surrounded by tall grass, lots of trees. There seems to be almost like little pockets of water everywhere. The sky is filled with birds, strange animals sort of seem to dot the area. None of them seem to really be bothered by your presence. And you can see there seems to be bugs, sort of like huge ladybugs, and they're almost at the size of the palm of your hand as they move around. And you can see off in the distance what looks like a stag, but the antlers themselves sort of shimmer in different colors as they move. You can see these sort of very small, sort of snuffling little furry creatures, almost like little balls with that seem to have eyes and mouths, and they're rolling everywhere rather than actually walking.
Blister, did you say you got one of the Wizmos to work mechanically and it was going to be a servant?
ISG.
Should we put it with Telemachus and then I can interface with it, this rig, and it can give us an alarm if anything happens up to the ship while we're off of it?
I mean, boot up the Wizmo again. Hey, Wizmo, what do you think?
I am here to provide you a service.
I'm going to try to hack into it.
Yeah. It sort of literally opens like its little arms and its pincers, and you see its eyes get that static, and then you go across. How may I be of service to you? Vega Reigns.
How does everybody know my name? I'm gonna rig it up to be like, well, you can communicate now. Can you watch the ship in Telemachus and give us an alarm, a sound off of some kind if it's disturbed in any way?
Of course. If I see anything abnormal, I will alert you straight away. And you see like these little hands pushed down, and then these little like power boosts come out of it, and it starts hovering back towards the ship.
Andy, you're coming with us, or you staying, Andy?
I mean, well, part of me wants to stay with Telemachus, but I do think she's as safe as she can be right now. She's not going anywhere, I don't think. So I figured I would come with you and see if I can help that way.
Argo,
Yes.
do you have enough? Do you have enough power to lock the ship down so nobody else can get in it other than one of us if we come back?
You mean you want me to put the padlocks on?
You mean it's physical padlocks?
Well, yeah, bolts and locks. Most efficient, I find. Everyone expects something high and technical now. Put a bolt across the door, they go into absolute meltdown. It's all right. There's more than one. I'll close the windows as well, and you hear like a ka-chung as like what looks like a little panel.
Maybe put a little stick too, so they can't open the window.
I mean, if you want.
Sure. Let's take every possible ridiculous salute that we can. Okay. All right.
Have fun. And like you hear it, you hear a ka-chung as the door closes and the Wizmo hovers in.
Well, let's go. Just for the record, I have Cracklebox, and I have my bag with my helmet with me.
Yes, you can take whatever you want with you.
Well, I don't suppose I can pull up any maps of any. Can I get a readout how far this thing goes out? As far, I don't even know if it does that. I don't think I can.
You
try to get some sort of readout.
You can get like a life reading, and if anything, your screen goes blank, and it's not because it's gone blank. It's because it's covered in life readings.
Can I narrow it down to electronical, mechanical, or digital structures?
Okay, roll me a perception check. Let's see if you can read it. Okay. You seem to think about a mile away. There seems to be a very heavy sort of electrical field. A lot of technology seems to be based around there rather than anything else. And you can still read life there, but you can read a different type of life.
There is about a mile this way, a massive electrical technological surge. I have no better plan than to head in that direction unless somebody has a better idea they'd like to try to explore.
That sounds pretty good to me, actually. Like, electrical surge, that's probably where things are going to be, right? Means power.
We're surrounded by animals all over the place. I can't get different life forms, but at that electrical surge, there's different types of life forms on the readout. So we could head that way. Okay.
Seems reasonable to me.
All right, I'll turn and start walking that direction.
Yeah, you can effectively pull up a map and put like a pinpoint as to where you want to go. And you're walking through a lot of tall grass, and
stay out of the long grass.
Stay out of the long grass. As you walk through some of this grass, as you brush it, like as you're walking, some of it changes color, and before going back to its long green, you can see these huge birds overhead, and I mean like bigger than you. They'd probably swoop down and pick you up if they really wanted to. And everything here seems to almost have a very sort of energy field feel. Everything seems to go multicolored. You can see all of these creatures that are rolling past you. No one seems to be fazed by the fact that you're there. You get the odd stag with these huge antlers, which you can see growing as they see you. And you see buds flower at the ends of their antlers as they sort of watch you for a little bit, and then return to the river there nearby, or whatever it is they're originally doing.
Okay, two things. I can pick up surveillance devices, so if we get close to anything, I'll know. And at the same time, any animal that we're able to spot, I'm going to look to see if it's domesticated in any way, such as a harness, if it's a bird and it has some sort of ankle thing that would carry pouches. I don't know how these, but anything that looks like these animals are domesticated in any way.
Okay, can you roll me a perception check, please?
Okay. Ooh.
Okay, you sort of you're walking for a while. All of you are sort of trudging through this undergrowth. You can see these huge trees reach up to the sky. The leaves sort of shimmer and change color as the breeze goes through them. And Vega, you see a small, what looks to be almost like a hawk. Very, very small though. And you see it flying up above. And as it flies lower to the ground, you realize how small it is. It looks like a hawk, but it looks no bigger than the palm of your hand. And you can see a small harness strapped around it, and it seems to have like a little carry case on the back. It's open, it's empty, but you can see it hopping around on the ground. Every now and then it lets out like a little cry, and it's not a bird cry, it's strange. It's almost like it's like got a ripple like tone to it, almost like a gurgle. And you hear moving in the undergrowth in some of the bushes further ahead.
So I'm gonna turn to Andy and Blister and be like, did you see that little hawk, that little bird? That thing's domesticated in some way. It had like a little carrying case or something on its foot. So either somebody's out here doing something, or our presence is now known. I'm assuming our course of action is try to talk to whoever's in it, see if they can help us get off of it. We're not going to break things just out of the nature of breaking things, Blister.
Right.
Okay, all right. So we're clear to purpose then. Excellent.
Andy looks away from like where the stag was and is like, huh? What?
And as you do, you see a blade come through the grass at the end, like something's been hacking through this long grass, and you hear, oh god, letting this little tumble seems to go through as you see these 2 feet come up through the grass where this very small person has fallen over. And Blister, you recognize this voice, the voice that you heard in the dark meta engine room.
Yeah. Oh god, now they're gonna kill me.
And there's
Yeah, that's them. That's the one. That's the little gnome that I heard.
You see the legs like go static and go,
Who goes there?
and it does not get up. It is stuck.
You're not getting away this time, you little bugger. And I'm gonna chase him.
Ah!
And it's like this panic as you see these legs. They're not running because he's over, but he's moving, trying to get up. And this hawk, this small, tiny hawk comes up in your face, Blister, and starts just trying to not hurt you, but it's flapping its wings, almost trying to distract you.
I've got something for that, I think. Hang on a
Blister,
minute.
don't,
Tries to
Blister,
crawl
no.
away.
Oh my god, they told me the wild was dangerous.
You see this thing trying to crawl away.
I'm going to teleport to stand right over it.
Yeah.
And when I show up to him, like I'm gonna try to stand, like land right beside him. I'm gonna be like, "Who are you?"
You do that, and you see this tiny little gnome in a small coat, in like a little vest, very bright green hair, tied back into what looks like a big plait, and he just screams at you, just and he doesn't move, he doesn't do anything, he just screams at you.
I'm gonna run over and just be like, can we stop assaulting the local inhabitants?
I'm just gonna go shh to the gnome. Answer
You've
the
got a
question.
gun pointed at me. I'm not shushing. What is wrong with
Who are
you?
you?
Who are you?
Okay, can I try to intimidate him into answering?
Oh my god.
I have had it. I'm all done with mystical creatures.
They've done nothing to deserve this.
You roll intimidation for me.
Sure.
Yeah, it's like this. He sort of pauses and looks at you as you're pointing this gun at him, and he starts to cry.
I'm gonna just stand in the way. I'm gonna walk over in front of the gnome, in front of Vega's gun, and look at Vega. And I'm like all of three foot and a little, and I'm looking up at you, and I'm just like, why are you doing this? He didn't do anything. Stop it.
He's literally crossed his arms.
Yeah, I'm gonna kind of silently move Andy and lower the gun and be like, just like the caterpillar from Alice in Wonderland. Who are you?
And you just hear from behind like 2 aces, Dilly! Like, as he
Dilly.
cries.
Sorry, Dilly. I'm a little anxious.
Are you? You're anxious? And he like rolls over and starts crawling, not away from you, but away from like, in the direction away from your gun.
I said I lowered it. I said I lowered it down to my hip. Dilly, let's start over. I'm Vega. Apparently you were on our ship at some point, and now you're out here with a knife hacking grass close to us.
He sits himself up, and it's like, you know, when a child slumps with his feet out, and he's like, what? Who just bursts through things and points guns at the locals? You can't do that. This is not your home planet.
I'm trying to be nice and diplomatic.
That's not diplomatic. And he starts like getting all like.
We can go back to having conversation A if you want. I prefer conversation B, Dilly.
He just sort of pauses, like, we don't do weapons like that on our planet. It's uncalled for.
Noted.
And he sort of pauses, and he's like, "Tilly, stop!" And the bird like sort of stops flapping in your face, Blister.
Wait, your bird's name is Tilly, and your name is Dilly.
What's wrong with that?
Nothing. It's not silly at all.
And he's literally just like, "You come here and point a gun at me, insult my name, insult my bird."
I actually
get him.
like
And you've
your
got
name,
this
and
bird.
I like your name and I like your bird, and I have this little friend that I'd love to play with your bird sometime, but he doesn't work right now.
When the bird started flapping in my face, I would have activated an old skill, which is the pestilence hex, which causes a toxic cloud to form around me and poison anything within range.
Oh
You
my
see
god.
this bird drop out of the sky.
It's just
like a
poisoned.
canary in
It's
a
not
mine.
dead. It's not
Like
dead.
a canary in a mine. It drops.
Andy's gonna jump over that way now, and oh my god, Andy's just jumping between messes. Andy's gonna jump over to the bird and start like doing scans to see if she can help it.
Dilly screams and runs.
Oh,
He like puffs himself up as he sees like Andy like working away on this place. Like, is he okay? Is he okay?
oh, I'm gonna do my best.
He's like my childhood friend. Like,
Andy, you can't just come to a planet and let somebody's childhood friend die. You gotta do something, Andy.
Oh my god,
and like he turns around, pulls himself out, and points
elbow
at
Blister when I'm
Vega.
saying that.
Like, and he points at Vega, and it's like, you.
I
It's
didn't-
not funny.
I didn't do anything to your bird.
I put my
You're
hands up
pointing
like
a
I'm.
gun at me. Like, and he starts
It's got
getting
nothing to do
ragey.
with your bird. Technically, you were wielding a knife in my presence, and I felt threatened.
I was chopping grass.
Like, and I fell over. I was prone. Like,
And I was making sure you were not a threat. Now that we understand each other,
You're the threat. Look
Oh
at
my
my bird.
Dilly, I'm going to go back to conversation A. I'm trying to have conversation B.
Vega, just wait. You just came in here, pointed the gun at this dude, and then murdered his bird. I mean, it's the bird's okay. I'm gonna
I
save
didn't
it.
do anything to the
I'm
Phantom
doing
Menace
CPR
bird.
on the bird.
this
Like-
bird is like gurgling, like its wings start going again, and Dilly was over there and picks up this bird and holds it, and it does seem to be awake, and he's like, "What is wrong with you people? You come onto this planet and this is the first thing you do? You point a gun at me, you threaten me, you kill my bird." Like, and you can see like Tilly just squawking. And
I am
gurgling.
so sorry and mortified on behalf of my coworkers.
Alice, I'm gonna try to switch over to more persuasive and simply say, I thought you were coming at us with a knife. We're at a place that we're not supposed to be at, in a world where nothing is working, on a ship with vending machines that suck. I was just trying to figure out what was going on and be proactive, since being reactive got us here in the first place. Can we start over in this conversation, Billy?
And you can see this like breathing
Persuasion
very
check?
heavily. This little gnome is like, like trying to like calm himself down.
I'm sorry I got angry.
No, we understand one another. I'm Vega. This is Blister. That's Andy. You're Dilly. Your bird is Tilly. It's gonna be okay. How about a drink or something? Do you want to have like a glass of water? And I reach over and I kind of help him up. Come on your feet, little buddy.
He sort of takes your hand really awkwardly and stands up.
Yeah, I don't
Clutching
yank him or
his-
anything. I just help him
clutching this
softly.
bird close to his chest. Puts a little cap on him so that he doesn't panic anymore. And looks at all of you. And he's like,
Okay. Now, do you want water or do you want very, very cordial?
Oh, I'd love to try that.
I was offering you some of my water, but
you see all of these things. It's like he's wearing a harness of just all of these attachments to it. If you could have a Batman utility belt, that's what this is. As he's got like these big flasks of water and sort of, you see him look over to Andy, take out this, what looks like a small glass disc, flick it, and it goes up into a glass. And he pours in some of the. He never takes his eyes off Vega. And he pours this cordial, then pours the water in, and it's like this very purple color. And then you see him take the top of the leaf, drop it in, and it starts to fizz and goes pink. And he's like, "There you go."
Oh my god. I like turn to Vega and I'm like, you know who would love this? Telemachus.
Yeah, but she can't because there's another life form possessing her body right now. So
There's more of you! Like, and he sort of jumps up for a moment and looks around.
No. It's okay. It's fine. Thank you for this drink. I appreciate it. We're just gonna hang out with you and drink and talk. And I just want to say that is an impressive amount of accoutrement, even for a gnome.
Thank you.
Like, see what she and he looks to Vega.
And what would you like?
Just some answers to a question, please.
You don't want Mary Mary cordial?
No, thank you.
Okay, suit yourself.
And he starts pouring himself his own one. And he sort of sits himself down, puts Tilly on his lap, who's like asleep because he's put a cap on her head so that she's not so terrified of what's going around. It's like,
what brings you to Nebellion?
Do you want to take this, Vega, or do you want me to try, or?
Sure.
I could try and then you could, because oftentimes I focus on the wrong things, so just correct me when I get it wrong. But we didn't mean to come here. We were sort of teleported here by a mysterious being who's currently inhabiting the body of our young friend, who we've left back in the ship. And basically, we were going to be teleported to the Black, but instead they took us here because they thought it would be safer, and we were told that this planet was a good place to stop and help us find our way back to where we came from, because currently our ship is not working due to the lack of magic.
Your dark matter engine cut out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we got stuff here to help with force fields for that if you want to.
And again looks around the group.
You know, if you'll leave afterwards.
That would be the plan, and hopefully we'd leave without causing too much more disturbance, right, guys?
I didn't cause
Let's
any
He's
between the two of them.
Look, I
How did you see this being Dilly on the ship is what I want to know. Dilly, you heard Blister earlier. You had a conversation with him?
You're that guy?
that was me, yes.
Oh. And he sort of pauses. He's like, oh, I just pulled up my comms. And he sort of takes out this little, what looks to be like a flat disc, and a hologram pops up. And he's like,
It's just how I communicate. It came through as interference.
That's how you can communicate through the Black? That's your communication device?
Well, no,
Or
I haven't. It's normally just on planetary bonus. I tweaked it a bit, and now that happened. I don't know. Something came up in the area and logged it on.
this, and he sort of flicks it again, and you see a small projection come up of the shard of rock that starts spinning round.
Don't know what it is. But it created an outreach.
Wait, is the shard of rock like Blister's rock or like Telemachus's rock?
Like Telemachus's. And this is just a hologram of it.
Wait.
That device that you have there, Dilly. Could we? Are those common on your planet? How you're able to manipulate it and how you're able to make it perform better and whatnot? Is that hard for you to do? That device, is it easy to find? Hard for you to do?
You don't have phones?
We don't have one like that. That is the equivalent of a phone to you?
Yeah, it's how I communicate.
So it's fairly common.
Yeah, I came up with the idea of walkie-talkie, but apparently my names are ridiculous.
Sure.
That is an excellent name for a device.
Thank you.
Could we perhaps barter for that? Could we trade you something for that?
Well, why don't you? I'll just get you one. This one's mine. I've
Well,
got
the
all
one
my
that you-
pictures on it.
Will the one that you get pull up objects like that crystal as well? Something will lock it on, like you just said?
It's just a hologram. Yeah.
Okay.
This is
excellent.
mine. I've got all my photos on here of me and Tilly.
You're holding it as if I'm going to take it from you. I'm not going to take it from you. I'm just asking you if we could barter for it. You said no, and if you get it, one, I would be greatly appreciated, and I would give you something for it.
And he sort of pauses.
Okay, well, I can take you to the research center. We've got hundreds of them.
Great. Let's finish our drinks and go.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
And he sits there and settles down, looking a bit happier with himself, sipping. from this-
Why were people going to kill you for falling over and out here hacking into the grass? You said to yourself, they're going to kill me.
No.
And he turns and pulls the lab coat round.
He's like, I got grass stains all down my lab coat. This is the third time this week. This stuff stains.
Oh, I've got a really good trick for that. If you just like, she starts like going down on the lab coat and like,
She's like, oh, thank you.
I don't think I have like mending or anything right
Why
now.
don't you
That's
blame that on me, Dilly? Blame it on we were running around like a bunch of maniacs looking for help, and I ran into you and I bumped you to the ground by accident. Therefore, it's not your fault. It's my fault.
Okay, that kind of works.
Yeah, I kind of owe you one.
Yeah.
And there's another pause
Yeah.
again.
Then I'm gonna. So he says, "Yeah," like that. I'm just gonna go. And thank you is also something you could say there.
I said thank you.
And he pulls the bird away again.
Right, okay.
And he flicks his cup so it becomes a little glass disc again and puts it in his pocket. And he stands up
This way.
and he starts marching towards the same direction you were headed. But he's sort of marching away, looks quite pleased with himself. He takes the cap off of Tilly and she starts sort of flying ahead. And you can hear him humming annoyingly the entire way. And as he sort of has this little marching song. And soon, over this long grass and through these trees, you see this huge metal building. These with loads and loads of windows, you can guess this is the research center. And it is surrounded with nature as much as anything else. It's like it's just been plonked there and nature has continued to grow around it. They've not cleared any space, they've not done anything at all. It's fairly low. You won't have to duck, but your head is scraping the top of this facility. As you walk through the first door, Dilly is sort of marching through, and you can see some other gnomes sort of sat by the entrance, like, hi Dilly, and he's just like, hello, just taking around some visitors. And you can see this guy, they're gonna need visitor cards, and you start getting handed out like these little like neck things that say visitor on them, and you hear smile, and this little sheet of metal comes up and takes a photo of you, and it suddenly starts to appear on the card around your neck.
Please return them when you leave.
Okay.
Hey, Fabsh, thank you so much for that resub with Twitch Prime. That's 3 months. That means you get a new chat badge and you have an advantage to give to a player of your choice. And thanks for using your Prime subscription here. If your account is linked to Amazon Prime, you too may have a free subscription that you can spend here or on any of your other favorite channels.
And you sort of walk through these boundaries where these two gnomes are stood. They're not like, they haven't got weapons on them or anything. They're not like guards. They seem to literally be there at this booth, sat there. You can see a little screen up where they seem to be watching some sort of game. You're not too sure. But you walk through and you hear the as these doors open and Dilly starts marching you all in. And a lot of these are all like winding corridors that go around in a circular motion. almost like it's spiraling. And it's not going up, it's not going down, it's literally just this big spiral. And all the way around this facility are huge windows. And you can see, no, don't chew that. There's these huge windows with all of these scientists. They seem to be tapping on the windows because they also seem to be an interface. No, you can't be trusted. Okay,
all the chaos magic from the Wizmos that's gone is now in the cat.
It's now in Hildy. And you see these interfaces coming up as they seem to be recording about the animals here, the creatures here, and everything going on. They all seem to be in lab coats. They all seem to be scientists. You have the odd one here and there that seems to be mopping up and gives like a little bit of a wave at Dilly. You also walk past what looks to be like a facility of almost like an aviary, and you can see all of these tiny little hawk-like creatures, all with little harnesses on, all different colors. You can also see what looks to be almost like a stable with a lot of these stags in, all saddled up and being looked after and cared for. They're being monitored. You can see the little hawks almost delivering information and then going back out again. And
I want to investigate. I want to see.
You can stop by the window where they all...
Andy's face is like fully pressed up against the window. Just like...
Are you looking at the hawks or are you looking at the stags?
The stags.
Yeah, you can see almost like this open air stable, and you can see a couple of scientists in there. They seem to be doing things with the food, and they're holding them out, filling them up for these stags. And Dilly notices you looking. He's like,
Are you alright? You've never seen one of these before.
Not like this.
But you're a gnome. This is the gnome home place. Have you never been here before?
No?
Would you want to go and have a look at them?
Yeah?
Okay.
and he sort of walks over and he sort of hits a thing on the button, and this tiny door opens and you can walk through. He looks to Blister and Vega to see if they're coming too. If you do, you will have to duck.
Now, as soon as he walks out that room, when they gave us badges, did they ask for our names or anything? Or they just had pictures of us?
They just have pictures of you.
Okay, so I'm going to try to, as soon as they walks that door, I'm just going to kind of try to hack in, like I usually do when I go to a strange place. I'm trying to hack into their computer system.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay. And Blister, what are you doing?
I mean, I've got my card here, and I'm just trying not to poison everyone again, honestly.
That's a good plan.
At the same time, though, I'm sort of like concentrating on that cloud I made a minute ago. I'm wondering if I can do other things with it. I don't want to test anything here, you know. I'm on my best behavior.
Your best behavior, okay. Well, whilst in the stables, Dilly takes Andy in there, and he's like,
They don't bite. You can just reach out and stroke them.
And he's like,
as you touch one of like the noses of this stag, you see the antlers flare up into different colors, and all of these, again, these flowers start sprouting at the end of it, and vines start to wrap around before retreating again as you let go.
Pretty cool, huh?
How is that a natural biological occurrence and not something entirely derived from magic? This is amazing.
It's mixed species, isn't it? We don't know quite how it does, but the air and everything here tends to, you know, help things blend.
That's
like adapting.
amazing. That's so wonderful.
That's pretty cool, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know, it only really seems to happen in this perfect distance from where we are now. Anywhere else in the dead zone? Nothing.
So this particular part of the dead zone sustains the most life forms?
Apparently. It's probably because we're, the right distance from the star and everything.
Well, does the star have has magic negating properties?
I don't know. Never really got close enough to, do it properly. We don't tend to leave the planet so much.
Fair enough. All right. Well, that is good to know. And as much as I want to stay here forever and ever and ever, you said that you have somewhere where we can do magic, sort of a force field or something that protects?
Oh gosh, yes, the force field. Of course, yeah. Follow me.
And he sort of heads back out the door you came in. Vega, what are you trying to find out from this hack?
So really quick, when Blister cast the poison cloud, was it a spell or what did we see happen?
It wasn't a spell so much, it's like it manifested. It's just like a gas, basically.
So Cacklebox never turned on then. Cracklebox never turned on then.
No.
So I'm going to try to hack in. I'm just going to look for any presence that Argo 37 has been here before, any photos of myself in the system that I may have been here before, and any links to Astrogation Inc., if anything at all.
Okay, you can find links to Astrogation Inc. Not that it owns the place, not that anything is there. It looks to be more like a sponsor, like it sponsors the research here. But otherwise, it doesn't look to have a lot of information on any of the other stuff either.
Okay, so Alpha 88's never been here. There's no Reigns. There's no Argo 37 ever being here.
No.
All right, finally, a place we haven't been to.
And Blister, as you're trying to be good, another gnome sort of casually strolls up to you, like hands behind his back.
Hello.
And he sort of really looks up at you.
You're new here. What do you think of the facility?
I mean, it was all right. Personally, I prefer stronger. And it could have used more sugar.
And he pauses. He's like,
Are you asking me for tea?
Aren't you asking me about the tea?
I haven't given you any tea yet.
But I had some earlier.
Do you want tea?
No, I'm okay for tea, thank you.
and it's just this awkward interaction as you both look at each other for a moment.
Blister's wondering what the hell he asked him now.
And they both like look forward. And he's like,
oh, Tilly's back already. God, now what? Is that a stain?
Like, and he looks over at the at Dilly's lab coat as he walks back out. And Dilly is like,
oh, we're here to sort you out a barrier for your dark matter engine. I will take you to that now. They'll leave when we do.
Like, it's sort of like calling out, and you see this other gnome sort of, after his experience with Blister, sort of shuffle off.
Hey, wait a minute, you. Wait a minute. What can you tell me about, like, you know, weapons and things? I'm interested. You know, I tinker a little.
We don't normally use weapons in general. It's not a belief of ours as we have.
Alright, let me rephrase that. How about, you know, projectiles and satellites? You know, what sort of research have you done there? You know, kinematics, that sort of thing.
Why? What is it you're looking for?
Weapons.
Right. Do you mean like energy force fields? Or 'cause I've got energy generators.
I was thinking more like, you know, guns. I've made a few in my time. I made one out of a dark matter engine once. It fired singularities, if you would believe it.
Like his eyebrows, these very big, bushy, like bright yellow eyebrows go up.
And you're alive?
I fired it at a space shark.
Oh, I've
Wait.
heard of those.
Wait, that didn't actually happen in this timeline. Shit.
We could say you experienced space jaws somehow.
I was gonna say, Blister has fought space sharks in every timeline.
We're gonna need a bigger ship. He sort of looks at you, he's like,
How open are you to study or be studied? I'm just intrigued as to how you managed to survive an explosion like that.
He's a superhuman. Where's that place to fix those engines at?
Superhuman.
No, I'm not. No, I was actually
Like that
really.
entire Rathian fleet. Can we find those dark matter engine fixer-uppers now, please?
There are Rathians here?
like, and he's like,
No.
he looks at
No,
No.
we just wiped out an entire fleet
How?
because he's a superhuman. I just said that. You got to pay attention. You'll have more fun. Where are those fixer-uppers? For the
like, and he's like very confused by everything right now. He's like,
I'll let Dilly take you.
Thank you.
and he watches all of you go, like in like mild wonder and confusion as you walk through. And Dilly's like sort of quite happily still humming to himself, walking down. And
I'm going to whisper to Blister and Andy, every time somebody studies you, Blister, we get attacked by a Rathian fleet. So let's not let anybody study you.
Andy studied me back on the ship. She said
And
I was
now
being
we're-
attacked by a mite fleet.
And now we're in the dead zone. Let's just get...
now we're on Nomish homeworld. Like,
That's true. As the ship's medic, I do have to advise you, Vega, not to touch anything that Blister has worn.
You don't have to warn me. But yes, duly noted. So,
Dilly's not really hearing any of you, just like marching down this corridor, and you can feel it start to slope down. Like this is a full circular thing as it's going down into the lower labs, and you start hearing a buzzing and a whirring, and all around you can see these bright flashing lights, which you can guess are dark matter generators. You can feel this like propulsion, and it seems to have a lot of scientists around them testing on a lot of things. You can see them creating sort of very electrical force fields rather than magical. And you can also actually just roll a perception check. Anyone who wants to roll a perception check can roll one.
yeah, if I see them making a force field, I'd roll a perception check.
Okay. Is anyone else rolling perception?
Would you believe since I leveled up, I'm actually a lot less useless, but still quite useless.
Distracted.
Yeah, Andy,
Listen, I'm intelligent. I'm not perceptive.
You are distracted by some of the stags that are being led up the corridor as they're being taken to different areas. You also see two of these little fluffy light creatures that are rolling down the corridor, and you see a what looks to be like a janitor run after them with a net, which is glowing and trying to scoop them up.
You don't understand. It's amazing. It's like they're mixing the categories of flora and fauna.
And you see Blister, you're probably slightly like also intrigued by that as these little fluffy things start rolling up this corridor, and this gnome bumps into you with this net, and you see the net static up and all these colors. You're like,
Sorry, gotta get him quick.
and you can hear them yell as they go. Is
Infestation on level 6. Infestation. They've got out again.
like as he goes running down the corridor. And Vega, you see lots of labs that are being passed, and you can see one that looks very research based, as in you can see what looks terribly not like you see these bits of rock, these bits of shard, very much like the one that Telemachus had. Sort of all in like almost like hovering type devices, keeping them away from being touched by anything. And you can also see huge panels of rock and stone and metal with drawings on them. Do not like me.
Are there any research people standing beside it?
Yeah, there's people just working on it, like reading it and doing runnings on it.
I'm gonna mosey over next to them.
And you see this small female gnome. Hello.
Hi. What are you studying here?
Oh, these are rather wonderful. And you can see this very silver hair, like cascading down her shoulders, and she's got very big green eyes. And she sort of went, this is some of the drawings and carvings we found on some of the rocks and things around here on our planet, Nibelion. Welcome, welcome. And this is from a meteor that fell to our planet. This little thing here, and she points to the shard that is hovering in a purple light.
Can I like snap to when I hear that part?
Yeah, I'd say you'd be able to. It's like, Blister, are you still watching these little fluffy balls like move down the corridor, or are you hearing as well?
I'll hear as well, I guess.
Yeah.
You said a meteor? As in from the dead zone where there's nothing else. There's no...
Oh
nothing.
no, there's a star. There is a star.
And when Dilly showed us that this is the actual thing that Dilly showed us the hologram of?
Yes.
And it looks like the bit of meteor, because from studying the bit of meteor that Telemachus had, from studying the rock that Telemachus had, I recognize that it was a meteor.
You can recognize, yeah, that this is probably even from the same one.
Oh, I like, once again, going too close.
Oh, hello. Like, is this, like...
Hi, it's nice to meet you. My name is Andy.
Hello. And she sort of holds out a hand. I'm Maggie.
Hi, Maggie. It's nice to meet you. So, we have a piece of the same meteor. This is the same one, Vega. Lister, do you recognize it?
And it looks like...
yeah, I kind of didn't know if we were sharing that information. But, right.
So do you know where this came from exactly?
Well, we believe it came from the Sepula star.
And that is the one that is causing the anti-magic field?
We believe so. And also created life here, as you can see it now.
So, just a shot in the dark, we may have one of your gods on our ship. Just gonna let you know.
I mean, just because they're a mysterious being doesn't necessarily blah, like words.
I'm afraid we have no religion here.
Yeah. Oh, you're in for a shocker. But other than that, we should probably, when we're done getting the crystals fixed, see if our friend on the ship, since it attached itself to that rock, recognizes the rest of these rocks.
Mm-hmm.
And like, she's now walking around Blister, like lifting up the leather jacket, looking at it, and just like sizing him up and just observing.
What are you doing to me?
Oh, sorry, I just like your jacket. I've never seen one before.
Get off of it! This thing's
It's a dead animal.
antique.
Interesting.
Anyway, do you know anything about this stone? I point to my chest.
And she goes, oh my, well that is fascinating. And she starts like looking at it, tapping on it. You can hear in the voice in your head going, stop poking me. Stop poking me. And it's like, oh, like it's this gnome is like adjusting.
It
Well,
it
that's
doesn't
fair.
like it when you poke it. Doesn't like it when you poke it. Stop poking it.
Does it have its own personality?
It seems to be sentient, yeah, and I think it thinks it's a god as well, because it's pretty up itself.
And you hear a sort of a grumble in your head as you say that. It's like, oh, I wonder if And she sort of moves over, and you can see her pull out a book, an actual paper, leather-bound book, and open it. And it's written in Dwarven, and pauses and runs over and looks through. It's like, oh, I can't remember the name of the stone itself, but are you the nomad?
No, I'm Blister.
He's been referred to as the nomad before.
Yeah, that's what they told the dwarves and the mining ship told us too.
Oh.
Did Blister actually shrink away like you just did there, Scrat?
A little bit. Look, I'm sure it's of no matter.
Get me off this freaking planet.
And this note's like, oh, I never thought I'd see you in my lifetime.
I'm essentially, hi, look, I'm not a nomad. I suppose I am a nomad in the sense that I move from place to place, but I wouldn't go and say, hey, hi, I am the nomad, you know.
Like the traveler.
Again, I think, you know, I've been a traveler on many ships, but when you put the word the before the word traveler, it gives it a whole different context that I'm not quite sure I'm subscribed to.
Yeah, interesting. Well, it is a pretty old one, not as old as this one, of course. The piece of sepular star, which is what we think it is.
Can you spell that again? Sepular star?
Yes, SCHEPULAR.
Sepular star. Do you know why the dwarves from the Adamantium fleet would be intrigued by it?
Of course, it's a wonderful ancient stone.
Ancient stone, which
it's
is
the center.
actually what I already had written here. So okay.
It's the center.
The center of what? All creation?
Yes, the universe.
Okay.
You're at the center. Where time began, as some people like to talk about it.
My god, that means we're like 200,000 light years away from my home planet.
But it's breaking apart.
Well, it's been doing that for a long time.
And what happens when it completely breaks apart?
Well, I can't imagine it's good. Look, we have a patrol ship that tends to go around the sort of vicinity of it because those pesky astrogations people keep coming in and wanting to poke it and see what happens. But otherwise, we're just monitoring it. We've never got close enough. You don't get close enough. It's very unstable. That's why we were very lucky to find this meteorite.
We have to get our engines fixed, and we have to get to an Astrogation's Inc. facility.
You want to go there? Awful people.
One of us may work for them, so could you kindly not keep insulting them?
Oh, God, you work. I'm so sorry. Please don't. Will this affect our sponsorship?
Have we
I pull my pad up in front of my face and look at her directly and go, no.
Have we heard Vegas say that before?
No.
Can I like completely stop and like stare at Vega? Like, wait a second. This is.
Don't worry. I just found out myself, Andy.
I thought that
Heck,
we have.
You didn't know? Don't they have badges or something? You know what? I'll be quiet. And she sort of sits down on the chair.
Thank you, Fab, who donates an advantage to Vega. A note taking.
Thank you. I'm gonna need it.
Andy's still just suspiciously staring at Vega now.
Remember the hotel room? Remember the notches in the wall? Remember being there before, not being there before?
Yeah, but I thought in all the different visions we had all received and all this stuff, the investigation thing was so clearly the bad guys. And now you're saying that you work for the bad guys? Now that's just I'm not sure what to think here.
What was the original story? You don't have to repeat it. What was the original thing I told you when I came there?
That you wanted me to look for notches in the bedroom. I wasn't going to ask you about that. That's your own thing.
It does
Andy.
sound a bit questionable now we're going through it again, actually. It seems a bit
Andy.
suspect.
Andy, prior to that.
Baker is so done.
Never mind. Never mind.
That you woke up at the Area
Never
51
mind.
and you didn't remember anything. So you don't remember that you work for them. So you don't remember that you're the bad guy.
Who's trying to fix a problem to save something from happening, right? And our little friend here just told us that Astrogation Inc. keeps messing around with the center and the beginning of the universe.
Yeah, so we want to stop them, but if you work for them, won't you want to make it happen?
I'm trying to stop something from happening that I don't remember that I let happen in a different timeline.
So we have to fix it in this time.
Okay, so if we're done with the interview, can we please get the crystal, the dark matter ending?
You see, like
You're the one revealing important secret information that you've been keeping.
Who has said multiple times, let's not keep repeating.
Maggie's there like, what is it? Isn't this lovely? Should I get this some tea or something? Or...
Oh, hang on a minute.
Excuse me?
If I were you, I would probably forget everything that Vega, said. He's a very, very powerful financial influencer. New skills! I'm gonna use my words of terror to make her terrified of Vega.
How are you terrifying her? Like, what is it?
It's my words of terror. In my innocent seeming words, can inspire with. I lace them with insidious magic that can inspire terror. They need to make a wisdom saving throw against my spell save DC, which is 10.
They have a +1, so
1 up from 9, thanks to the last level. They are not.
She looks at you, pats you on the arm, and goes, "Now that's cute, darling. Now, would you like some tea or not?"
It has no hint that I tried that. It's just normal words to them.
Yeah. Okay. She sort of goes, "Okay. Would you like some tea, or are we getting on with that dark matter engine?"
I assume we want to get on with it.
Tommy
Okay, well,
coming
that's
in with that 11-month sub. You get that new badge next month. Wah! You have an advantage to give to a player of your choice.
And he's like, "I think Dilly is waiting." And you can see Dilly like waiting by the door, this bird like resting on his shoulder.
Well, and that's not Dally.
No,
Oh.
yes, I see that. That's a clever one. I like him. And she sort of walks off.
I'm gonna stop her before she walks.
Yes.
I'm gonna say, I would ask that you humbly not repeat anything that I said.
Of course.
To anybody ever.
Okay.
Can I make an insight check to see if she's being sarcastic?
Yeah, you can make an insight check. Yeah, she looks at you, she's like "Zip, my lips are sealed." And she does seem to be telling the truth.
Thank you.
You get the fascination that she wasn't actually that interested in what any of you were saying.
What was your name again?
Oh, Maggie.
Okay, Maggie. One more question, Maggie, before I go. Why are you taking sponsorship from Astrogation Inc.?
Well, these things don't fund themselves on your own, And they're it's one of the only corporations that actually fund science and explorative venturing out in the universe. This machine doesn't pay for itself,
What exactly does this machine do? And
Well, it
where are
was,
they?
So this rock itself from the Sepular star seems to radiate some form of energy, which, and she sort of looks at it. We had a few explosions when we didn't manage to house it properly. So this sort of contains it, as you will. We lost all of Department C for 3 months.
As much as I am interested in the updates on the containment, my friend Vega here, with his, sponsorship interests, surely wants to look at the thing that Astrogations is mostly sponsoring. Where's the majority of our money going? That's what we want to see.
Make a persuasion check.
It's a bad one. I'm very see-through.
She looks at you and she's like, well, it is mainly the containment fields and, bringing bits of rock and things like this from here and sending the research back to them.
So you're just researching the animals on this place?
And the rock. And she sort of gestures towards the meteor.
So Astrogation Inc. is sponsoring you for this machine to read these rocks that they keep going around that you called pesky Astrogation Inc.
Oh yes, we don't want them going in there and ruining all the research, do we?
But you want them pulling off these rocks, giving them to you for you to study.
No, they don't take them off. This came from an asteroid that landed on our planet. It's very dangerous to go any closer.
Because they keep messing around with the plant, with the star.
Correct. Yes.
So you see how that's kind of enabling them, correct? You're studying. You're studying information for them.
She pauses and looks at you, and then remembers what you've said. I just do what I'm told.
Okay, Maggie.
No problem. And after you've mentioned that you work for Astrogations, you notice zip straight up.
Okay, to the dark matter engine rooms, and I kind of just give her a little like a part glare, part cynical looking smile,
She gives you the biggest grin. She's like a little granny gnome.
I like her.
And Dilly sort of leads you out
Ready?
I think so. Was there anything else you wanted, Vega?
No.
If there's something else you wanted, let me know, because there's stuff I could try and do.
Vega.
I just want my crackle box back.
Okay, I can't help with that. Let's go.
Oh, I'm sorry that got me.
Sorry.
No, the Vega, the Sega sound.
So to clarification, did they say the star was in the dead zone?
Yes.
Maggie, before I go,
Yes.
tell me, and it's okay to speak your mind, how does Astrogation Inc. navigate in the dead zone?
Well, they use our systems. We have very good technology here. Very high-powered, high level.
Excellent. I'm going to need that technology installed onto our ship that's about a mile in that direction. And I'll make sure that the billing goes through Astrogation Inc. and Maggie is the one who assisted me. And I'll put that in my reports for Astrogation Inc. Persuasion check?
Yeah.
Ha!
Yeah, 20. Yeah, she's like, no, okay, yes, that sounds fair. And I will send a message down now, and we'll get things started.
They will probably have to wait till we get to the ship to start doing it, and I'm sure they'll be happy to do so.
Of course, of course. And she sort of starts waddling off to make some calls. You see her flicking up that little sort of their equivalent of a phone. And Dilly starts walking you down, and there's much lower level, and you can see these huge containment fields with these huge sort of masses of dark matter. It's like,
Here we go. What sort of thing are you looking for? Do you want the dark matter field protector 7000? Do you want the what are you compatible with?
Whatever will help that ship fly the best with your technology, as well as protect those engines from going down again.
Okay. You're probably gonna want. What sort of facilities do you have?
Vending machine.
What? What?
Sorry, a little joke.
What year is your ship? What model?
Looks at Blister.
Ancient.
Oh, I don't know. It's number 37. I think it's a freighter.
You got a 37 module. Wow, God, you got a classic. And he starts like moving and walking through, and you see this
Great vending machines. Really good.
that looks pretty clunky, like moving around, but it works. He's like,
it's pretty efficient. And you hear him clang on it. It's like doom doom doom. It's like, you can have this installed along with all your other bits. If it gets you off this planet.
And one of your cell phones, if you remember correctly, we were going to barter for that.
Oh yeah, you can have one of those. They're everywhere. One each, right?
Yes, please.
and he sort of goes out and pulls almost like this this drawer out of the wall and starts picking out a couple. He's like,
do you have a colour favourite?
You pick
Purple.
one.
Okay, you're purple. What would you like?
he sort of looks at Andy.
Yellow?
Ah, okay, fantastic.
Picks out a pink one for Vega, sort of moves over. It's like,
There you go, my friends. And you said there's someone else on board as well, so I'll put one in there. It's the spotty one.
Thank you.
and you can see as you pick up these phones, they are the same color, but they have that oil like tone where they sort of change to silver here and there.
It's a pearlescent paint job on a phone.
And we like him. You know, you're a great seller.
Oh, fair enough. It just reminds me of, you know, a period back on Earth when we used to have exchangeable phone cases on indestructible phones. It was weird.
Well, you can have.
And he pulls down another thing. He's like,
We have many indestructible cases for your phones. If you wish to have them. No, okay, I'm being awkward.
and he puts the drawer back up into the ceiling.
It's like, we will have this all installed. Let me just make a little mark.
And he gets like the little IKEA pencil out and the little sheet and ticks and writes down the name of which engine is on it and sort of claps it into the hand of one of the other gnomes that seems to be working on these things. It's like,
If you could just give us your coordinates and we'll head back when you head back and install it while you're there. You're muted.
I'll give him the coordinates of the ship.
Thank you.
and he sort of takes them, hands them over to the other gnome who seems to rush off and start getting what looks like a flat pack something out of one of the sides, and starts to pull it out and load it up onto this like hover sort of platform. And Dilly looks at you like,
I will take you up to the top level. If you would like to wait in our cafeteria, you can also feel free to do that. Otherwise, I need to go and check on the Oon. So I will be back very, very soon.
Wait, you need to track on what?
The Oon.
What's the Ood?
Oh, it's the other word for the Sepular Star. It's the shorthand of it.
Can I come with you by any chance?
Yeah, of course you can. Follow me this way.
and he starts leading you out of the lab, and that is where we'll leave Argo 37.
We hadn't heard that word up until that moment, right?
Yeah, not heard
I
it
didn't miss it. I'm having such a moment where I'm like, I heard that, right? I didn't not hear. Like, I think Andy literally double took. Like, oh my god. Okay. Well, thanks.
Well, heck.
yet. You found gnomish IKEA.
We found Gnomish IKEA, 3310 phone salesman, and and
I really misunderstood when you said the guy was coming at us with a knife.
He's literally chopping through the grass, and you were like, ah!
I teleported right over to his head when he fell down. I was like,
The gnome was literally like lying
I
on
thought
his
he was like
back.
sneak attacking us and he fell down. I was like,
No, he was chopping through the grass, and he just screamed because you attacked him.
oh dear.
So, my bad.
Yeah, like we just the first person we meet on this new planet, you stick a gun to them, and then like Blister poisons their bird.
We're just gonna chalk that up to a mild misunderstanding.
This was the most like this is like I'm gonna start writing a book. What not to do when you go to a new planet.
I personally think it could have gone worse. So here we are at the end of the episode. Thank you for joining us, everyone. We are going on a raid, so buckle up, get your raid cries ready. If we have a raid cry from this session, that would be preferable. Let us know what it is. But whilst we get all that prepared, let's go through some links and things. Here are our social links. You can find us on Twitter, Discord, and YouTube, and come and catch up with things there. We talk about the show in Discord after the show, so come and join us there. Also, do check out our sponsors, Mage Hand Press, who made this Dark Matter, the expansion for 5e in space, allowing space play. Blister is a horrible mess of Mage Hand Press custom classes. It's honestly terrible. In the best kind of way. Also check out our other sponsor, the Deck of Many. You may recognize the Deck of Many things. At the moment they have a special deal on their Deck of Many animated spell cards, which I recommend you go and check out. Yes. What else do I normally put here? Tweets and stuff? We don't need to do anything like that. No. We're going to go and roll some credits. Doesn't look like anyone has a raid cry, unless any of the cast can put something forward.
Something about Dilly and Tilly. Your names are Dilly and Tilly. That's silly. Or there was we have to go see Dilly. Let's not dally.
Yeah.
Those were all good.
There's so many from this.
Gnome names are very good for this.
Got it. There we go. There is our raid cry. Your names are Tilly and Dilly. That's silly. And we're going to go on a raid.
Also, the gnome Maggie is Maggie Smith gnome. Just
I love it. Oh my
god.
I knew it. Okay, so let's go on a raid. Let's go and raid. Hey, another British streamer that is live at the moment. We're gonna go over there. So keep on evoking emotions, everyone. And until next time, we'll see you later. We'll be back in 2 hours with Through Hells and Back. We'll see you there. Bye.